So a mile a day, that was my running goal last year. And then I started to notice there was a little bit of pain in my foot. Every morning when I would wake up, I'd get out of bed and my foot would really hurt. The middle of my foot, my heel. So I take some time off and I try to get that healed just by resting it. And it was persistent. It just stayed. So then I just thought, okay, I got to take a lot of time off. I read up on it, said maybe several months. A year later, still, it hurt. So I decided to look online and I found these little braces I could put on my feet. And the next morning, my feet were perfectly healed. So I'm running again. I'm just sticking to, right now I've only ran like 3 times, but I'm sticking to just a mile. The reason why I'm shooting for a mile and the reason why I'm so happy that I can run again is because a half a mile from my house is where my daughter Ivy is buried. So now it's kind of building up to a point to where I can run down here. My feet aren't killing me. I'm not injured. The weather's warming up and I can run down here and see her every day. That was kind of my goal. That's what I wanted last year, is I wanted to run down here and be able to spend time with her and see her. But I was really sad that I couldn't do that. I couldn't run anymore. And to come down here, I'd have to drive down and stuff. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the healing process. The healing process that we've been going through, because I know what we went through is rare. I know that it's not something that a lot of you have gone through, but I know specifically some of you that have messaged me and said that you have gone through similar things. So I feel like it's my duty to share our process and what we've kind of gone through and our feelings with you guys. So I haven't really talked about this topic. I haven't talked about this too deep because I wanted there to be a happy ending to it. I was just waiting for a happy ending, something that's going to bring joy to people, because that's what I want to do. That's what I've always wanted to do with the YouTube and the Twitch and the online entertainment stuff, is I want to make people laugh and I want to bring joy to people. And this topic does the opposite. It's sad. But if I don't share it, if I just hold it all to myself, I feel like it's not doing some of the people that might need this information, it's doing them a disservice. Shortly after Ivy passed away, I went through a period of trying to figure out why. It's just how my brain works. I don't know. I needed to figure out an answer of why. Why did it happen? Was it for some reason to make a change in my life, or make a change in my wife or my kids' lives, or somebody else that was at the hospital to affect their lives? There's hundreds of things run through your mind of why did it happen? And the conclusion I came to is there doesn't have to be a reason why. Things happen. Things just happen. She had this disease. It just happened. And the why, there's not a reason why that I could ever think of that will make me go, oh yeah, okay. Then I'm glad that my daughter's not with us anymore. There's no good answer to that. So once I came to that realization that there doesn't have to be a reason why. It's just something terrible that happened. You just have to live with it. And it's going to bring sadness from time to time. But it's your responsibility not to let it keep you sad. I also went through a period of being really, really mad for a long time. And I still struggle with that. I still am very mad. Because as some of you know, I was raised in a Christian family and raised in a Christian school and in the church, and I was expecting a miracle. All my life, I've done the right things. I've lived a good, godly Christian life and thought, this is it. This is where God's going to do the big move and he's going to give us a miracle. And that didn't happen. That made me mad. That made me real mad. I just wonder why. Why not heal her? What's the reason not for healing my daughter? Again, going to the whys. But I was just mad that she wasn't healed. I was mad that it was allowed to happen to her in the first place. But if my daughter Ivy was here today and she was old enough to communicate with me, she wouldn't want me to be mad. She wouldn't want her life to cause me to be an angry guy or to be a super sad guy all the time. So that's when I realized I have to take action myself. I have to make sure that her life meant something. So I poured into myself. I poured into myself to become a better dad. I wanted to become a better husband in every way, a better friend, a better son to my dad and mom. And that's a process you'll always be working on, and I'm always going to be working on. But through her life, I intend on being a better person afterward, not through some sort of magic. It's my responsibility. It's something I have to do. But I put so much time into myself over the past year that I realized that I need and want to focus outwardly and help people and do it in her name. Do it for the purpose of her life. Whether it's giving somebody on the street $100 or spending an extra amount of time on the phone with somebody that likes to talk a lot, or like I've been doing, like trying to help people with their YouTube channels and stuff, that sort of stuff. I'm doing that. I'm taking my own actions and doing that in her name, for her life, making her life mean something. So I think anybody that goes through any sort of trauma or anything like that, whether it's you've lost a child or you've lost a parent or your parents have divorced, and you ask yourself these questions and you go through these feelings, the end result that I've realized to this point, and like I said, I'm still going through this. I'm still trying to heal. Just like with the shoe thing, with the straps on my feet, you have to take action. You can't just sit back and wait for it to get better. Sometimes you have to do something actively to make it better. It's my choice. It's my choice to make my life and try to better other people's lives because of her life. If you're going through something traumatic, it's your responsibility. You have choices to make. You can go a certain way and remain angry your whole life or sad your whole life and let that affect you negatively, or you can take that and use it to be a better person. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. I know this doesn't apply to the majority of people. It applies to a very small minority, but I hope that these words encourage you. If you haven't found this yourself, if you haven't already gotten to this point, hopefully it brings you to that point, because that's where your relief is. But anyway, if you're wondering why it's so quiet in the house, the girls are gone. The girls went to South Carolina, so they're on their way there now. And Daddy got the whole house to himself for a week. Also, I don't know, you might be commenting on this video right now, but I think comments are re-enabled and we're ready to roll again. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging in there during that period. Thanks so much for enjoying the 20-second vlog last week. I'm not doing that again. Okay, we were just having some fun. All right, love you guys to death. We'll see you next time.